Hey guys, Mr. Duran here, and it is time for another Tech Tip Tuesday, and it is part 3 of our 4-part series about the Atlas training tool. This week we're going to be looking at the Atlas tool for creating and publishing and sharing tests, and you're going to see how to you can share it with your students, and you can use it in your classroom. And so yeah, here we go. I hope you're ready for that AI voice again. I'll see you on the other side.
This section covers how to create a test automatically using the Test Generator Wizard. To access the Test Generator Wizard, click the quick link on the dashboard under Test Actions. Or, if you have the Test Content tab open, click the Test Generator Wizard tab in the Test toolbar. There are 3 required steps in the process of generating a test with the Test Generator Wizard. They are: Step 1. Get started, where you will enter a name for your test, and select a grade and subject from the drop-down lists. Step 2. Select standards, where you will align the test to one or more standards. And Step 3. Item distribution, where you will assign an item count to each standard. Then, you can use the optional settings to assign test properties and tools. The wizard will automatically build the test, based on your chosen parameters. You can also generate a test based on an existing template, in which the properties, standards, and item counts are pre-selected. To do this, use the My Templates button at the upper right corner of the page. As you make your selections, they populate under selected options in the right side of the page. Click the red Next Step button to progress. In the Select Standards panel, use the Guided and Quick Key options to select which standards the test should assess. Click the Align button, and the standards appear in the Selected Options panel on the right. Repeat this step until you have added every standard you want to include in the test. Then click Next Step. The Item Distribution panel appears, displaying the number of items available for each standard you selected. Enter a number in the Number to Add to Test field, or use the arrow buttons to select a number in each field. The item count updates in the Selected Options panel. You have 2 options at this point. 1. You can generate the test by clicking the Generate Test button. 2. You can customize the tools and other available test properties by clicking the optional Test Properties button. Test properties include various options, such as the description, keywords, security rules, and test tools. When you click Generate Test, the confirmation screen confirms that the test has been generated, and it reminds you that by clicking the Review Test button, you can use the test builder to add and remove items, just like you would for a test built manually. Optional. If you want to reuse the selected standards and item counts as a template for generating future tests, click Save these settings as a template. Tests generated from a template use the same properties, standards, and item counts as the original test, but the actual items may differ. Refer to the Classroom Tool User Guide on the Atlas portal for detailed instructions on using a template. Here is the Test Builder page for the sample test. Selected items in the Layout panel on the left side of the page are displayed in the Preview portion of the page. You can delete or add items by using the Trash Can button or the plus signs displayed as you scroll down the Layout panel. This process is explained in the next section, Building a Test Manually. This section covers the common tasks or actions you can take on existing tests. To create a new test, open the Test Content tab and click the Create New Test button, or select the Create New Test link from the Test Actions section on the dashboard. The Test Builder page appears showing the Add from Library feature. To add an item from one of your libraries, click that button. When adding an item from a library, you may need to apply at least one filter from the Item Filters panel, in order to display the available items. You can also search for specific items by their item properties, such as their name, keywords, and aligned standards. Select the library item you wish to add. The Item Preview window displays the option to add item to test. Continue to add items from the results table, or click the Add New Item button to return to the Item Filters panel. A new thumbnail appears in the Layout panel for each item you add. You can rearrange the items in your tests by clicking their thumbnails, and then clicking the up and down arrow icons that appear to the left of the trash can button. If you plan to administer your test to students online, you must publish it to the test administration site. You can administer any test you publish, or you can share the test with other classroom tool users, so they can administer them as well. Every test gets published from the test builder, whether you generated it automatically or built it manually. If you plan to administer your test to students online, you must publish it to the test administration site. You can administer any test you publish, or you can share the test with other classroom tool users, so they can administer them as well. Every test gets published from the test builder, whether you generated it automatically or built it manually. To publish the test, click the Publish Test button in the test toolbar. If this button is not clickable, make sure the test does not include any blank pages, and that you have saved changes to each item on the test. Published tests automatically appear in TDS for the user who created the test. Administration dates are set automatically in the system. After publishing a test, you can add it to your test sessions by selecting it from the test selection window in the test administration system. You can administer your own tests, shared tests, and tests from a shared test library. For more information about administering tests, see the Test Administration User Guide on the Atlas portal. You have the ability to change the test administration dates. Click the date range link in the test window column. Then use the fields in the Set Test window to assign a testing window. You can build a test booklet for paper administration when students cannot test on a computer. If you plan to administer a test to students on paper, you can generate a test booklet with paper-friendly versions of the test items. When building a test booklet, you can customize its cover page, test instructions, resources, and end test page. You can also choose whether to create a student edition or a teacher edition, which includes the scoring information. Open the dotted menu, and click the Build Booklet button under Test Actions. The Test Booklet Generator window opens, displaying the Select Sections panel. Use this panel to customize the booklet with a cover page, test directions, test resources, and an end test page. After customizing the test booklet sections, click Next. When the Select Editions panel appears, mark the checkbox for each edition of the booklet you wish to generate. Click Preview to ensure that the booklet does not include any multimedia items or items from a shared library that do not have paper-friendly formatting. Here is a sample print preview page. You can view the booklet one page at a time, or 2 pages side by side. Return to the Test Booklet Generator page, and click Generate PDF. A PDF file for each selected edition type will be added to the Secure File Center once the task finishes processing. In this section, we cover how to perform various actions on items available to you. The actions you can perform may depend on the item status and library. Pre-existing usable items are organized into libraries that are located on the Item Filters panel. Click the Show Filters button on the dashboard to open it, and expand the arrow next to the Libraries option. Make your selections from those listed, and click Apply Filters to display a table of results. You can select other options, such as Subject, Grade, and Standard, from the Item Filter panel, to further refine your search. A sample panel is shown here on the right. To search for items aligned to a certain standard, you can use the quick link, Find Items by Standard. In the Standard field of the Item Filters panel, type in a few letters of the standard nomenclature, such as a number or a letter. A list of possible matches displays in a drop-down list. Any standards you select will display above the search box. Click Apply Filters. The results table will display the items aligned to the selected standards. Here is a table of results generated with 4 filters: the Items I Created library, the Atlas Classroom Math Items library, the Subject of Mathematics, and Grade 3. You can use the toolbar and table menus to perform various actions on items. You can see that many of the action features are displayed in both the toolbar and the dotted menu. To perform the same action on multiple items, mark the checkbox next to the dotted menu, and use the Action button in the toolbar. To perform an action on an individual item, open the dotted menu and select the option from the list. The next slide describes the actions you may perform. Here is a list of the actions you can take on items. The actions you can perform may depend on the item's status and library. The buttons shown here display in the toolbar above the results table, or in the table menu. This section covers these actions in the order that they appear in this list. You can make changes to any items you created that have a draft status. You cannot edit published items. When another educator shares an item with you, you may only edit its content, if you were given editing permission by the original author. If you cannot edit an item, you may create a copy of it, and make changes to the copy. To make changes to your items, open the Content tab, and click the Edit button under the name of the item. The corresponding builder page will appear. When editing items, you will need to click the Edit button in the item toolbar. You can preview your items and tests, to see how they will appear to students in the test delivery system. Open the Items tab, and filter to find the item you wish to edit. Select Preview from the dotted menu, or use the Preview button in the banner. The properties for each item are found by expanding the Item Details section on the left. Optionally, you can enter responses for machine-scored items, and click Item Score, to verify the item is being scored accurately. A pop-up window will appear, indicating which answer key matches the entered response. You can create copies of items that you wish to modify, without affecting the original version. For example, if you want to edit a published item or a shared item that you don't have permission to edit, you can copy that item, and make edits to the copied version. You may not have permission to copy items in some libraries. Editing the items on a test duplicate will affect the items on the original test, and vice versa. Open the Items tab, and filter to find the item or items you wish to copy. Select Copy from the dotted menu, or use the Copy button in the banner. You can create labels, and add them to items that you want to organize on the Content tab. Open the Items tab, and mark the checkbox for each item you wish to label, or to label an individual item. Use the dotted menu option. Click the Label button in the toolbar. The Apply Label window appears. You can search for a label, or you can select a sub-label from a drop-down menu, and click the Apply button. After adding labels to your items, you can use the Labels menu in the Filter panel on the left of the Items tab, to easily view the items with the selected label. You can create labels for any content in your libraries, but these labels appear on your screen only. They are unique to your account, and do not display for anyone else the content is shared with. Optional. To modify a label, select the My Labels quick link from the dashboard. Click Edit next to the label's name. Make the necessary changes, and then click Done. If you want to create a printable version of an item, you can save it as a PDF file. When saving items as a PDF, you can also choose to include the item's scoring guidelines in the printout. If available, PDF files display items with paper-friendly formatting, and display an item's properties. To save an item as a PDF, open the Items tab, and mark the checkbox for each item you wish to save as a PDF, and then click Save as PDF above the table. However, you may need to apply filters first. If you select multiple items, they will be saved as a single PDF file. You may not be able to save a PDF for a large selection of items, because the number of items at which issues can arise depends on the item's content. Click Generate PDF. The file will be added to the Secure File Center, where you can download it for 30 days. You can share any items in your personal libraries by opening the Items tab, and applying the appropriate filters. Next, use the banner button, or the dotted menu option, to share items. The item sharing window will then appear. 1. Search for an educator's name or email address, or the name of a work group or institution. Select the recipients you want to share your content with. 2. In the search results, click the plus sign for each educator you wish to add as a recipient. 3. Select the specific permissions you'd like to give to each recipient. All recipients will be able to create copies of your shared content by default. To allow a recipient to view the content, mark the View checkbox. To allow a recipient to make edits to the shared content, mark the Edit checkbox. To allow a recipient to publish tests containing the draft item, mark the Pub checkbox. 4. Click Save. The shared content will now appear in the items table for the selected recipients. You can archive and delete items that you do not wish to use anymore. Archived and deleted items cannot be shared, added to tests, or associated with other content. They will also be removed from your Content tab tables. Your ability to archive and delete items depends on its status, and other conditions explained in this table. Mark the checkbox for the items you want to archive or delete, and select the appropriate button in the banner. A pop-up window displays, along with a pre-populated command related to the item selected. Click OK. If you wish to restore an archived item, set the status filter to archived, then mark the checkbox for the item or items you wish to use again, and click Restore in the banner. While an item is in draft status, you can create translations for it in additional languages. Expand the Details section to see the language or languages that the item's content is currently available in. A plus symbol appears in the icon for any available language translation. Click the plus sign icon to display the Add Language page. The item's original content displays on the right, and the translated content displays on the left. Review the translations that Classroom tool automatically generated, and make revisions as necessary. You can save the item, reset the translation, preview it in the translated language or in English. For more information, see the guide for translating Classroom tool item types in the Classroom tool user guide.
This has been Tech Tip Tuesday. I'll see you guys next time.